Welcome back to the Tide Hammer. This is Mike, and today I want to talk to you about the Super 7 Ultimate's Thundertank toy version, Amazon exclusive. This is something that was hinted at a few days ago, and I did talk about it technically yesterday, 2 days ago. But it looks like it's going to come with a Panthro. According to Brian Flynn, it is free, a free inclusion. And a big shout out again to Eggman at We Want More Thundercats for giving more information about this release. And so I'm going to get into this, let you know everything I know about it, my thoughts on it. I'm not buying it. I have one. If you got the first one, you probably don't need this one. But this one does some cool stuff. I mean, it looks a little bit cooler. Does the exact same thing, but has some different paint apps, different colorations. But we'll get into this and more coming up. Alright, so what exactly is going on here? We're getting a reissue of the Thundertank. Evidently, Amazon sold through their stock fast. BBTS still has theirs in stock for even cheaper than this, but we've seen it go, the original one go on clearance for $300. We'll talk a little more about that later, but what do you get with this? Well, you get the Thundercat, Thundertank, Ultimates, includes Panthro, a pinless Panthro, and it's got some different colorations so that it looks more like the toy than like the first one, which is cartoon inspired. So we'll do some comparisons here in a bit, but you can look right here on Amazon, $500. So it's still $500. It's still the original price, and you're going to get a figure with it, free figure with it. But I don't need a second one. I don't know that many collectors that really want two Thundertanks, like both different color variations side by side. But if given the option, I don't know. I think I might have actually picked this. If I had this option at the time, I might have actually picked this. And one of the problems is if you want to trade up, you want to get rid of your old one and get this, the secondary market for a Super 7 Ultimate Thundertank is almost non-existent. Like, why would you buy a used one when you can go get one at BBTS still for like $435? I'm sorry, $425. It's on sale right now, 15% off. And I also want to point out to you that I've seen it for sale much cheaper at Entertainment Earth. I've seen it as low as $300 at Entertainment Earth, I believe. I've seen them for $300 on eBay. But this is the first version, not the second version. This is not the LJN version. And let's go ahead and get into looking at pictures, then do some comparisons. Alright, so here it is. This is how it looks from the front with all the stuff up on it. And notice that you've got the red, more red down on the jaw line below, and I think it's a little bit different. The color, the paint apps are different on this, and it does resemble the vintage one. And look at this too. So you do probably get all the same parts and pieces. They're just, the coloration is more of a gray. The original one had more of a blue tinge to it. I don't think you got all of the colorations on the side pieces, like what was originally clips that held the arms in and held on the treads. I don't think that has, I know that has a different coloration to it. I just when we get to side by sides, I guess we will see a little bit more of that. Here's a side view, and yeah, it is interesting just how they went about this and how they made it look so much like the toy one. And I remember like my vintage LJN one, I had to do some repairs to it and some work on it, and so like I do appreciate the engineering for a toy that old. And this does not have the pop-up mouth. No matter what you do, the mouth's not going to pop up, so it's just, it is what it is. Here's the top down, so you still have a lot of paint apps that were not present in the vintage toy, so they still carried over a lot of paint apps, which is great. The cannon pops up, it's still the same cannon design and everything. The back does have that paint that looks like the vintage toy paint. But yeah, the rear has that mechanism, and all that is colored blue, and then the rest of that back part is gray because it's part of the tank and not the mechanism. Then we get into kind of showing you the dimensions are still the same, and I do want to point out, you will see it in comparisons, of course, but the symbol is painted like the toy. It's just kind of like an outline and a symbol. The other one is filled in, and they've kind of flipped the colors around. And I feel the homage here. I kind of like the way it's painted on the first one a little better. This is just the next one. Next slide here, we got the Panthro. He is pinless. all new from the ground up. They're real proud of this guy, I guess. And Brian said there's no plans right now to release it outside the Thundertank. I guess it's to promote the Thundertank and push those sales for Amazon. But here's the thing. Amazon's buying them directly from Super 7, and they're going to have them on their site. And Super 7's just like, they're basically wiping their hands of it. But I'm sure Amazon will sell through them eventually. And maybe there'll be a sell down the road. All right, now we got this right here showing swiveling turret, working tank treads, opening cargo bay doors, just like the original one. Armored windshield, seating for 6 Thundercats, front-mounted laser cannon, giant claws with hidden weapons, scaled to fit 7-inch Super 7 Ultimates figures, or your vintage figures. Then we get into showing this picture here of some dude holding it. And it's always fun to see how big this is in someone's hand. An in-hand image, right? Then we get into this here. And time for comparisons. On the left is the new one. On the right is the first one. And as you can see, a lot of color changes. So this is more of a gray for the new one. And it's more closer to the LJN style. The right one is like a brighter with a blue tinge. Still in the gray color scheme of things to match the cartoon a little bit more. And you can see that there's the eyes are painted black like the LJN toy versus the eyes painted white. Well, they're not really painted white. It's more of like a glow-in-the-dark feature. That was a glow-in-the-dark feature. And then you can see that the paws are painted, the tips of the paws, the claws, the paws, painted with the black paint. Then you got the red on the mouth, which you don't see on the vintage one. And then the sides. When you see the sides where you have those 2 round things. So where the paws, the shoulder on the paws, and I guess you could say the hip on there. The paint on those round things is different. You can even see that the treads, all the individual wheels that the treads roll around on, that's different. Those are black instead of the blue. So I mean, it's different. It's definitely they've made it significantly different, which is fine. That's what should be done. Do I want to buy the different one? No, I'm happy with the one I've got. And then looking up there at the very back there is the top. Sorry, top, back, rear, whatever. But it's interesting because the symbol, the outline, that matches the LJN almost exactly. And I think this is a really good time to transition into an LJN picture. Here we go with an LJN picture, and you can see how they match the coloration up. It matches a lot more. You've got all the things that I pointed out that were different from the other one match this. This picture doesn't really show the mouth so much, but still is pretty good. I think they've done a relatively good job and a faithful recreation here. Still an upgrade from the vintage one. I mean, the overall Thundertank is still an amazing vehicle. They've done a great job with it the first go around. My only hang-up's the price. And now, if these were $300 from the get-go, and then I'd buy a second one for $300, I don't think that would be a big deal. $500, you're looking at $1,000 on 2 of these, and I already feel sore from knowing I could have got it cheaper if I waited on the other one. But if you want this, get it. I mean, I'm not gonna talk anyone out of it. And if I had the choice of the two, I would still have picked this one over the first one. So I definitely would pick this one over the first one with all the information we have, except for the fact that the first one could have been got for $300. But anyhow, I think they've done a faithful recreation, and I think that it looks pretty good. I think they've done an excellent job with it, but I'm passing. Next up, looking at Panthro, you do get a scaled down Panthro with very little stuffs in it. And it's an LJN one, so toy version, toy design, and I think it'll get re-released down the road. I'm kind of hoping they'll go down the route that they'll make this one in a deluxe, but I doubt it. I'm hoping, but doubt it. I'd pick it up for deluxe. Ultimates, it's a hard pass for me. I don't need another Panthro. I like the one they made originally. I think it looks great. Pinless, LJN style is tempting, and I'd love to get it. I mean, if it was deluxe, $35, I wouldn't bat an eye and buy right away, especially at Target. 5% off with your Target Red card, and I mean, it just takes the sting out a little bit. But $35, I'd be all over it. I'd love it. I'd buy 2. But you know, Ultimates 55, 65, whatever they're going to decide. Nah, I pass on that. So that's not a selling point to me, but it is nice. It sweetens the deal a little bit. I like the original Panthro. I've got the Matty Collector one because that's where I started. Bought someone's Matty Collector collection. I said I'm in on this, and then I didn't really buy any of the Ultimates till new characters came out, and then I backtracked and bought cheap characters because they went on sale later. But so I did kind of do well with that. But look at the lack of accessories, because all that stuff, none of that came with the LJN toy. That's why it's so minimalistic and scaled down. If you like some of the accessories, I don't really care, to tell you the truth. And the nunchucks are different. They're much longer. You know, it's so long. And lastly, I want to show this. So, Entertainment Earth sold out. Entertainment Earth went through, like jumped through hoops to get rid of theirs. They just wanted to sell them out. BBTS is okay with holding on to stock for a while, and I think they kind of like that. I think they like having a variety of product. They want to sell through. I think their plan at BBTS is to sell through and just cover the cost of shipment, and then what they can, you know, sell it over time, milk it. But when it comes to Entertainment Earth, like, I think they have to recoup that cost really fast. And so with that, they have sales, they push stuff out, and I saw this as low as $300 at Entertainment Earth. So with that, Amazon, how long will it be available on Amazon? I don't know. Probably for a long time. What are my Super 7 Ultimates thoughts on this? I don't think it really needed to be done. Brian Flynn says Amazon requested it directly from him. They kept requesting it from him for years now, according to Brian. And so that's why he made it. And with that, it's interesting. It's one of those things that I'm not going to buy. I'm not mad at it. I'm not angry at all. I just am not going to get it. But for those who want it, get it and enjoy it. It's going to be coming in November. So the item will be released November 1st of 2025. And I'm curious what your thoughts are on this. Did we need another Thundertank? Do you think we need that Panthro released? Would you pay the $55 or $65 price point? Would you rather see it in Deluxe, which it looks like it's ready for Deluxe? Let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe. Teddy Hanger out.